Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Ivan with Uplift Your Finances, and I'm here with another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over budgeting and how to pay off debt, and I'm going to go into more detail versus the other video where I just briefly went over it. If you did miss any of the other videos, I do have links down below for you to access that information, as well as a link down below to a document that I'm going to be using in this video. So let's begin. So briefly, I'm just going to go over the system that we're going to use. We're going to use the Dave Ramsey zero budgeting system. This is where you want to give every dollar you earn an assignment, and you're going to separate your expenses into two separate categories. Fixed expenses, these are expenses that never change, and operating expenses, these are expenses that differ from month to month. So the way that the zero budgeting system works is, first, you're going to notate how much you make monthly. You can do that by looking at your pay stubs and multiplying it by 4 if you get paid weekly, or multiplying it by 2 if you get paid bi-weekly. Now, this person in particular gets paid bi-weekly. Once you get that number, you're going to print out 3 months worth of bank statements or 3 months worth of bank transactions, so you can track what you spent throughout those months. You're going to go through those bank statements or bank transactions, and you're going to label them. You're going to label each transaction a fixed transaction, a spontaneous transaction, or an operating transaction. What that looks like is, let's say on your bank statement you have car. You pay $500 monthly. This would be labeled F for fixed. Let's say you have a ShopRite transaction. This would get, and you spent $80. This would get paid. This would be notated as O for operating. And let's say you have a DoorDash transaction. This, and let's say it was $50. This would be labeled as an S for spontaneous. So you're going to do that for each transaction, for each bank statement, for each month. Once you do that, you're going to tally. You're going to go through the bank statements, and you're going to do the math and see the total for each transaction. So you're going to do the total for all your fixed transactions. You're going to do the total for all your spontaneous transactions, and you're going to do the total for all your operating transactions for each month. Now, usually your fixed transactions should be the same for each month. Now, the reason why this person's isn't is because besides spending cash on groceries, or besides going to a store for groceries, this person also buys some of his groceries and some of his non-perishables online using a debit card. So that is the reason why we left it as a fixed expense, and that's going to become more clear later on in the video. So once you get the total for your fixed transactions, your spontaneous transactions, your operating transactions for each month, you are then going to go back into the bank statements or bank transactions, and then you're going to separate your operating transactions. You're going to figure out how much you spent on gas for each month, and you're going to figure out how much you spent on groceries for each month. And then you're going to take out the average of each. So you're going to total it out, then you're going to take out the average. And then you're gonna add the average to get a total. And so once you do all of this, you can then organize it onto one sheet. And what that's going to look like is something like this. So as you can see, this person spent a little bit over $200 on groceries. So this person gave himself a budget of $250 a month on groceries. And the reason why he was able to give himself a little bit more than what he has here is because he's going to take that money out of spontaneous spending. As you can see, this person did a lot of spontaneous spending each month, and a good amount of his money was going there. So that's why he was able to give himself a budget of $250 a month. For gas, he gave himself a budget of $280 a month. As you can see, he spent a little bit over $200, and the reason why he's able to give himself a budget of $280 a month is because, again, he's taking that money out of the spontaneous spending. And I highly recommend that you also give yourself a fun expense. So this way you have money to spend on, activities that you may want to do or on just eating out with friends. So again, this money is coming out of the spontaneous spending. You are then going to take out a total, and then you're going to divide each number by 2 if you get paid biweekly, or by 4 if you get paid weekly. So once you get the total of once you get the total, so meaning the total of how much you spent monthly, and then dividing that by 2 if you get paid biweekly, or dividing that by 4 if you get weekly, if you get paid weekly. What you're going to do is whenever, so in this case, this person gets paid biweekly. So whenever this person's check gets deposited into his account, the first thing he's going to do, well, actually, the first thing he's going to do is he's going to actually donate, because that's just something that he wants to do. So for this person in particular, he donates 10%. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to donate $209. And then the next thing he's going to do is he's going to take out $340, and he's going to put that cash into separate envelopes. He's going to put it into a grocery envelope, so 125 into a grocery envelope, 140 into a gas envelope, and 75 into a fun envelope. And whatever cash he doesn't spend, he can use that money towards saving, towards paying debt, or towards investing. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go back into those bank statements, and you're going to write down each fixed expense. So for example, Prime America, $50 a month, which is $25 biweekly. Haircuts is $100 a month, which is $50 biweekly, and so on and so on and so on. And here, as you can see, he has online non-perishables, so he gave himself a budget of $531 to spend on online non-perishables like shampoo, soap, and stuff like that, bars. So you're going to write down the monthly expense, and then you're going to divide it by 2 if you get paid biweekly, or by 4 if you get paid weekly. You're gonna have the total here, divide the total by 2 if you get paid biweekly, or by 4 if you get paid weekly. And the reason why you're gonna do this is because, again, you're gonna take out $340. This person's gonna take out $340 and put that money into separate envelopes to spend throughout the week. But this person is gonna leave $955 in his account every time he gets paid to pay his bills every month. And that's going to leave him with a little bit over $1,000 for investing, paying off debt, and saving for an emergency. And this person also has a separate account for education. So he spends $68 a month for education, like Audible, buying books and stuff like that. So this process is a little tedious, but it's definitely worth doing, because you get to see where you're spending most of your money. And for most people, it is in spontaneous spending. Then once you figure out how much you're spending spontaneously, then you can take that money and actually organize it in a way where now you know where every dollar's going, and you know how much money you have to save and how much money you have to pay off debt and to invest. So next thing we're going to go over is how to pay off debt. So again, we're going to briefly go over the system that we're going to use. We're going to use Dave Ramsey's debt snowball system. The way this works is going to stop all investments temporarily and devote all extra income to paying out all of your consumer debt. List your debts from smallest to largest, and you pay the minimum payments on everything but the little one. The little one gets the minimum payment plus all extra income that you have, and you're going to use that to pay off the smallest. When the smallest one is gone, you can take the full payment from the debt of the smallest, meaning the minimum payment of the smallest plus all the extra income, and you're going to add the minimum payment of the second smallest and use that to pay off the second smallest. You continue this process until all your debt is paid off except your house. So what that looks like is, let's say this person has a Lowe's credit card with 18% interest. And Total amount that he owes on this card is $450. The minimum payment is $50. This person also has a Target credit card with 18% interest. Owes $650 on it. With a minimum payment of $30. This person also borrowed money from his parents. $1,600 again, and his parents charged him no interest, and he's paying his parents $200 a month to pay that back. This person also has a Visa credit card with 18% interest that he's paying. Was $1,800. Is paying a minimum payment of $30. This person also has a car loan with 10% interest. That was just annoying me. It was $7,000 on this car, and sending a minimum payment of $400 a month. And this person also has school loans, paying 6% interest. It was $90,000. And they're sending a $200 minimum payment. So the way that Snowball works is, again, you're going to list your debts from smallest to largest, and you're going to then, so sorry about that, just lost my train of thought, but you're going to list your debts from smallest to largest, and this is after you do the budget, after you do your budget, which is what I showed you before. And by doing that budget, you're going to figure out how much extra income you have to put towards this. So for example, let's say this person did his budget and he has $200 to spare, $200 to spare after listing everything, after doing this budget. So what he's going to do is he's going to add those $50, so 50 plus the $200 he has to spare every month, which equals 250. The 250 is what he's going to use to pay off that 450. So he's going to pay that off in 2 months. And then this is going to be gone. Then he's going to take that 250 and add the 250 to the 30. So it's going to be 30 plus 250 equals 280. And he's going to use that 280 to pay off the 650, and he's going to pay that off in 2 months also. No, actually not 2 months, 3 months. He's going to pay that off in 3 months. He's going to use that 280, and then he's going to add that to the $200, which equals 480. And then he's going to use the 480 to pay off the 1600, which if he does, he's going to pay that off in less than 4 months. Yep, less than 4 months. So this is going to be gone in 4 months. And he's going to take that 480, and then he's going to add $30 to it. So 30 plus 480, which is going to give him 510. Then he's going to use the 510 to pay off the 1800. So he's going to pay that off in less than 4 months. So 4 months goes by and he pays this off. And now he's going to use that 510 and add that to the $400 to give him 910. Then he's going to use the 910 to pay the $7,000 off. So he's going to pay those $7,000 off in 8 months. Then he's going to take the 910 and add it to the 200, which equals $1,110. Then he's going to use this $1,110 to pay off the $90,000. And then once he's done paying off the $90,000, he's going to have $1,110 to use for investing, for paying off debt, and for saving for an emergency. Now, most people tend to ask, why not start with the highest first and then work your way up to the smallest? Now, the reason why you want to do it this way is because of the fact that you get to see results a lot faster. Like, if you remember, this was 450 and you paid that off in 2 months by doing the system. The target was 650 and you pay that off in 3 months. The 1600 you owed your parents was 480. You paid that off in like 5 months, I believe, 5 months, and so on and so on and so on. You see that the debt is disappearing faster, and it gets you see that the debt is disappearing fast, and it gets you excited, and it makes you want to stick with the process. But not only that, it's also probably going to get you excited enough to want to do extra things, like maybe do a side hustle to get some extra money to throw at the debt, or maybe get a second job or sell some things so that way you can get this debt off faster. But that's Snowball. Again, if you want access to this document, there will be a link down below so you can access this document. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you found this video of value. And again, thank you for watching.